Hello and welcome to another episode of ClickDesigns training. My name is Angie Norris and I'm here week to week to help you understand how to use this amazing platform. I use it every single day and I love it. And as a power user, I want to show you what's possible using ClickDesigns. Today we're going to be talking about something fun. I cannot believe we are in February. Isn't it crazy how fast this year is already off to a start? So I hope that you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are plugging along and taking action. But today, backgrounds and textures. I want to talk about this. There was a recent post in the Click Designer Facebook group, and I wanted to really call it out because backgrounds can be so powerful for your images. And I know it personally because I love making backgrounds inside my images to make it pop, to make it give it texture. To you guys see sometimes I have gradients and different things for when I'm creating my covers, but some people don't know how to use that. So I'm going to show you how to find these recent textures that they added in, but I also want to talk about backgrounds in general. There are so many backgrounds already in there. There are scenes that you can do. There are so many possibilities. So that's what we're going to talk about today, backgrounds and textures. So let's get started. Let me jump into the software and get going. All right, inside the Facebook group of ClickDesigns, I wanted to show you this post that was made this year. Let's scroll down here. So let's see, we've got some new members. We have feature requests. We have sometimes the team will post different new things that you can add in there, or they'll resurface just ideas that you can go in and use inside ClickDesigns. Here's one for food elements and themes. But if you scroll down here to this one, this is the one we're going to be focused on today. Hey, Click Designers, textures are one of those small details that can make a huge difference in your designs and how they feel. And so this is what we're going to be talking about today, how to enhance your backgrounds with textures. And I can tell you that they do make a difference. It does help. And I know that YouTube thumbnails are huge right now. I use a lot of gradients in my designs. I love the paper stuff. I mean, these all look so epic, don't they? And so we're going to be talking about that today. And I wanted to, really enhance what the team does behind the scenes. They are hard at work creating tons of stuff for you guys over and over and over again. And I want to make sure that they're here. So let's jump into the software and get started. So over here in our ClickDesigns account, I am making stuff all the time. And you guys know that lately I've been adding new design elements to my covers for these episodes. And I want to show you what that looks like. So this is one right here. Let's go and preview. This is on the cover for today, and I used ClickDesigns to take out the background. But I made this. This is AI version of me. It looks just like me. I think it looks amazing. I love it. And now I don't have to pay an expensive photographer. And I told you guys that I did pay $5,000 several years back for some amazing graphics and images and photos of myself, and I use them every single day for 6 years, 5-6 years, and I got my money's worth for sure. But now with AI, I don't have to worry about going and getting a photographer to do mine. I can use AI. So how did I do that? I showed you guys in an episode. It was, I think, in January. I did an episode on how to create unlimited AI photos of yourself by training FAL AI. So FAL AI, I think it's one of the best trainers. What I do love about FAL is it has even more models, which means that you can use AI to create videos. You can create so many things inside of FAL, which I love. But I showed you how to create using an image trainer. So this right here, this Flux Laura portrait trainer, I gave you guys the SOP. You can go back and look at that. But if I go back to the main page right over here and click on home, I'm going to show you, I'm going to scroll down, look at all these graphics of myself. Look, this was a motion one I made, me dancing with my plushie, but these are the ones I'm talking about. I made tons of different images of me. I trained this to look just like me, and I used photos of me in the summertime because right now it's winter and I'm super pale, but that's okay. And if I scroll down here, you can see I made all of these images of myself. I can have every thumbnail for YouTube. I can now have the pose. I can be pointing up, pointing over, pointing down, arms crossed, hands on hips, sad face, surprised face, right? So there's tons to choose from, which I think is amazing. So I showed you how to do that. Once you do that, then you can pull in, so go back over here to ClickDesigns, pull in that image, and you'll be able to take out the background. So let me show you how to do that real fast. So if I go over here and let's find one that I want to use. How about this one right here? So I will go ahead and click on this button right here, download. It's going to download it to my downloads folder. I'm going to go back over here to ClickDesigns and click on import. I love how they added this little import here, because now I can go up to, there is the one right here, or I can go to my downloads. It's in my downloads right here as well. So if I click on this and go ahead and open, and there it is, I can click on remove background and then click add to design, and it'll add it to the workspace. Look at that. That looks pretty good, right? So this is the one I want to do, and I'll resize it to kind of just match. So 500, resize, let's do 600. You might have to play around with the sizing to get it perfect, but let's see, 800 and 700. So you just keep on playing with it until you see that it works, and then you can center it and then click save, and you can export that. I always do 300 PNG and export. So now I have this ready to go. I can put this on all of my covers. Maybe I'll use it for next week's cover, which would be great, right? So this is a perfect image of me that I've trained AI to take photos unlimited, which is awesome. Okay, so now let's get over to backgrounds. So if I want to make this into a awesome background, I'm not going to think too much, but I'm going to show you how to get to the textures. What you'll do is on the left menu bar, you'll see image. So go ahead and click on image again, and then over here you'll see uploads, library, search, and cutouts. I'm just going to click on search, and then we can type in gradients. Let's see what comes up. And so you'll see that all of these gradient backgrounds will pop up. That one's actually really cool. Let's see what this looks like. If you click on the layers tab, you can move things about. So that one looks pretty good. I like that. So again, go to image on the left menu bar, click on search, and type in the topic that you want. There's flowers. These are all gradients. These are pretty cool. Very pretty, right? Like this one, very colorful. So I can move that right here and move that down. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. Okay, and go back over here to image, and then now let's type in grunge and hit enter, and then you can see that there are going to be some backgrounds that have a little more texture, like this one right here. It's pretty good. Move that one down, and again, you can name these. So if I wanted to name this one, on the right menu bar underneath layers, just type in ENG and then click on the little checkbox. So now I know, like, that's my image, right? You can see you can turn it off and on, but look at that background. That looks pretty good. I like it. And then we can go back to image. Let's type in another one. How about paper? And when you go down here and just keep scrolling down, you'll start to see some paper ones like this one, and you can add this to the background. So you guys see how easy it is to find different ones, and you can change the opacity. So like this, you can really change it out. You can make the background different colors, so the opacity works, but you get the idea of how to find that stuff. And then again, one last time, if you go back over here and click on image, go down to search, there are different kinds of searches. So you can click on Pixabay, Pexels, Unsplash, and you can add in any kind of background image you want, right? You can just imagine it, and there it is. You can also create background images inside of ClickDesigns. So I showed you how to add the textures there. Now what I want to do is scroll all the way down to image, and you'll see this is, we're going to generate an image. So if we click on, let's say we want the background to be a gradient background with lines. I'm not even sure what this is going to look like, but I'm just going to keep it simple. I can add my colors, but let's see if I do 12D60F to F70FFF. Those are my blue and pink, right? And then we can click on 4 variations right here. And then I'm going to do fantasy art. And then I'm going to do this wide. And then click on generate. All right. Wow, that looks pretty good. Look at this. Ooh, this one looks really pretty. I like that one. And then move that down. And look at that. That looks pretty good. Okay, so you guys get the idea of how to find textures inside of ClickDesigns. So I can go on and on and on. Now I do want to point out one more thing. If you go over here to background, you'll see that there are lots of backgrounds already in here that you can use. And if you scroll down here to backgrounds, the tab, you'll see there are tons of backgrounds as well. So that's pretty cool, huh? Yeah, and then we can add that to your background. Now, why is it not showing up? It's because I have all these layers in here. So if I were to take away, by clicking the eyeball, all of these layers, you'll see there's that background that we just had, right? Pretty cool. Now you can also go to elements, and under elements also you'll see backgrounds. So you can click on this background and you'll see there's all these backgrounds as well. So there's just tons and tons to choose from inside of ClickDesigns that you don't have to think. You can just go in here and find the one you want and put it in there. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. So those are just a few other options. You can click on the background here and click on search and search again. So there's the sky's the limit. But let me show you something by getting out of here. So I'm going to click on save and exit. And then back here on your main dashboard, I want you to click templates at the top, and then we're going to scroll over to thumbnails, because we're going to be doing an episode next week on video, like how to create your thumbnails inside of ClickDesigns. I'll go a little bit deeper next week, but I use this all of the time. All of the time. I'm telling you, all of the time, the thumbnails feature inside of ClickDesigns, and then how you can use elements and images, and there's so many things inside of ClickDesigns you can use. But then guess what? After you've created your video, you can schedule it using ClickDesigns. So I'm going to show you that next week. It's pretty cool. So what I like to do is I like to go and find one that's already here and make it my own. So like this one right here, I'm going to click on this little button, and then we can take this guy out. We can put me in there, right? So if I click on image, and you'll see there I am. So if I go and click this image, I can take the image out, the background, see right here, BG remover, and there I am. And I can make myself a little smaller there, so I can put it right here. Look at that. How cool is that? Make myself a little bit bigger here. And then we can take all of this and change it to my colors. So if I click on brand kit and go here, we can do this really fast. I'm going to take out that because that's not even my logo. And then change this again to that color. Maybe make this one, what do you think, pink? F70FFF. So it's a pink one. And back here we can make this one pink as well. And I like to use my brand colors, the brand kit, and there you have it, right? And this, we can change this to white to make it stand out. and change the opacity here. So we've got this. We want more of the grid lines, right? Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Okay, so that is there. You can change, you know, the names and everything. So Angie Norris, and we can change the title, but that's not the point. Now what I want to do is I want to add another background. So we're going to go over here to image and search on texture. And so over here, let's type in stone and see what comes up. So we're going to scroll down here and look for some backgrounds or images that come up with stones. And we can just keep looking. That one looks pretty good. I'm just going to keep looking here, but here's a brick one. Let's go ahead and add this brick, and let's change the opacity like this. So you can see how there's a brick background right here, and we can move the element down so that it shows up like this. So see how there's the brick behind the layers? That's what I wanted, right? And you can change the brightness. So if I wanted it to be a little brighter, I could, like this, or darker. Look at that, that looks pretty cool. So you can change how it looks as well, and you can make it different colors, sepia, and more, right? So that's just an example of how you can add the background. Now maybe I want it to be more vibrant, so I'm going to take this one out. Let's go over here to image again and go to gradient. So let's type in gradient, and find something like this one. Ooh, that one looks really pretty. So if I really wanted my thumbnail to really stand out, I could do something like this. Ooh, look at that. See, that looks eye-catching to me. I don't know about you guys, but you can take out these grid lines, or you can keep the grid lines and then just make them a little less visual. Like, that looks pretty good. See, I would use this on a thumbnail. So you see how cool that is? That's what I wanted to show you guys today, is how you can use a template, make it your own. So let's do it again and like pick another one. Exit. All right, so back over here, templates. Scroll over to thumbnails, and I'm showing this for a reason, because I want you guys to get prepared for next week. And you scroll down, let's look for something where we can take the background and make it a cool background design, right? So this one right here looks kind of cool. Let's go ahead and do this one. And then we have this right here, and we're going to take this person out. We're going to click on image and find a picture of me. So let's do this red one and take out the background and make myself smaller. Put that right here. We're going to pull me down because I want to be below. There we go, like that. Perfect. Okay, let's make me a little bit bigger. All right, I love it. Okay, the background's great. So let's now go look for a background. So let's go to click on image and scroll up here to search, and let's do, I want to do grunge, and find something that would fit this, that would kind of look really cool, right? So let's scroll down, and ooh, this hearts one looks pretty good. Let's see what that looks like. And for Valentine's Day, which is this weekend, so look at that. That looks pretty good. I wonder, I'm just looking for, there we go. Take that little out. Okay, look, that's for Valentine's Day. That's pretty cute. I like that a lot, but you get the idea, right? Let's move this up. There we go, for my head. And that's a background we could use if we were making a Valentine's Day post, which would be fitting for this week. And go back here to image. Let's go keep scrolling for another one. Ooh, this one looks cool right here. Let's try this and see what that looks like. But you get to choose. It depends on you, right? Look at that. That looks, I like that a lot too. Let's take out this one and take out this one, and let's try one more. Go to image. Let's try this stone background. Ooh, that one looks really cool. Put that all the way down, just like so. See? I mean, the endless possibilities are just super cool that you can really stand out today. And I'm going to go over to YouTube real fast. So let's go over to YouTube. And I want to show you how powerful people are. So if we just scroll down and look at people's thumbnails. Look, this guy's thinking, right? And there's Alicia, my best friend. Let's go here. These are all people like Perry Belcher and Deb Cole. We've got lots of different things. So he's holding something. This girl, she's going shh, right? Like we could make that right here. And I can show you really quickly how to do that. So if I click on File and I go up here to my home, and we're going to click on Explore, and we're going to go to Portrait Trainer. So if I go down here to click on Flux Laura Portrait Trainer, I've already trained it. So now I can click on Run Inference, and I can say Angie Norris holding her finger over her mouth as if she is saying shh. And I'm not sure, let's see, wearing a orange shirt. Okay, let's just see what this looks like. It may turn out terrible, but at least you guys get the idea. I'm gonna click on Run, and it's gonna take a little minute. All right, look at that. That looks pretty good. So if I click on this down arrow, right, there I am here. Look at this. So here she is. She's holding that, right? So I just made mine. So let's go back to ClickDesigns. Let's save this. Exit out. And go back to Templates. Go over to Thumbnails. And let's find something. So let's look at her. So she's off to the side. She's gonna have a background of a living room. So if we were to make this, we can do it from scratch, but I like to start with something. Let's just click on this one and take out him. Bye. Okay, let's look at her. So she's got new trends. We're just gonna make it just like so. So let's just take this stuff out. Just like this. Let's even take that out, that out, that out, that out, and this out. Okay, we're gonna put this right here and make this new trends. I'm just trying to show you guys that you can make pretty much anything you want using AI now. And take this out, take this out. We can even take the background out. So now it's just plain, right? Now let's pull me in. So let's go to Image + and go to Downloads here. Here I am. And click on this and take out the background and put me over here. Let's look. There she is. Look, she's holding her mouth, right? So if I were to put myself just like so and put myself down, there's new trends. Let's see, she's got a white new trend. So let's make this white and make this a big background. Okay, so let's go over here to Image and type in search living room. Oops, I got a little happy on the O's here. Okay, so here is a living room. Let's click on this. Looks more like a bedroom to me, but we'll use it just because of time and put that right there. Okay, so now I have a living room. Let's go back, see what she has. So we've got little gummy bears and martinis and some stuff. So we can just go and add a bunch of elements. So if we click on elements over here and scroll down, let's just add a bunch of randomness, right? I think these are like Hanukkah. But we're just adding a bunch of different elements which we can get specific on, but ClickDesigns makes it easy because it has a ton of stuff. So if we're click on elements again, let's go back and keep going. Let's do Santa here. Scroll down. Make him smaller, just like this. Let's click on elements, go back and keep going. How about emojis? Let's click on this devil right here and go down. And you see what I'm doing? I'm just trying to recreate what she's doing. But you guys get the idea. How easy is that? How cool is that, right? And then you can just keep adding in whatever you want into this. So if I want, I can add these avatars here and just keep adding all that you want. But I made that really quickly, right in front of your face. I used AI to create me. I think I look pretty darn good. I can just copy, go out here and look at some of the popular ones, like her covering her mouth, him pointing, right? Like these are all famous YouTubers, and you can go and mimic them right away and then use ClickDesigns to make it happen. So anyway, I hope this inspired you. Next week we're going to go deeper on video, but I hope that you enjoyed this session. Let me close us out. All right, what did you think? Yes, so I hope that that inspired you to go out and use some of these amazing features inside of your ClickDesigns tool. Now, I can tell you that by adding just a little bit of a background to all of your images are going to make it pop, are going to make it look so cool. And as we know, they will say that on YouTube and a lot of the different backgrounds that are used on YouTube with all the people pointing, all the people doing all these different amazing things, which I showed you guys how to make unlimited people, right? I did that in a previous episode. I think it was maybe the last one of 2025. So go watch that. It's an AI photo shoot. But I showed you guys how to make unlimited images of you in different poses for all of your YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, and social media. But now add textures to it, right? So I did those two things, and I'm gonna just urge you to go out there, make some amazing graphics, start getting on YouTube. I had just scraped all of my YouTube content. I'm starting fresh over this year with a new theme with AI, and so this is very powerful for me, and I hope that it's powerful for you guys too. So get out there. I'm going to challenge you, drop your creations into the Facebook group. But I hope that you have a great start to your February. And I hope that you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. And I will see you on the next episode of ClickDesigns training. Super excited that we get to do this together from week to week. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye.